Let's talk about opening your third eye, how to open your pineal gland, your third eye, to be able to tap into your own intuitive insight further. So I've shared on School of the Ascending's Instagram page several times on how to strengthen your intuition through various infographics, as well as a 3-part video series about how to strengthen your intuition. Some of those messages may overlap here, but the biggest theme to opening your third eye, first and foremost, whether you are already classifying yourself as a channeler, a reader, psychic medium, an oracle, however you connect with your third eye, or whether you are new to this journey, new to spiritual awakenings, new to the spiritual journey, if you will, and you want to open your third eye more, you want to access your intuition. Whichever way you are in the journey, doesn't really matter. You always, this is like standard practice, want to make sure that you are prepared to further open your third eye, or to open your third eye in general. Because the thing about opening your third eye is that it's not about just like receiving intuitive information. You are going to be more susceptible to external energies outside of you, potentially more susceptible to the wounds and traumas of others. You may even receive insights and information about what's going on in the world around you or in the location around you. Opening your third eye is not about just tapping into your intuition. It is a whole other baggage, even if you've cleared your energy. So when you choose to embark on the journey of opening your third eye, or continuing to practice and refine that sense of intuition, your pineal gland, right? Your third eye, your pineal gland, which is in here, is to allow yourself to go through a new doorway, which may or may not bring about energies that you are not familiar with, or experiences related to what's happening behind the veil, or on a larger scale of humanity and the collective consciousness that you may not be familiar with. And so everything is a learning practice. So even, for those of us who have been doing channelings, readings for a while now, sometimes we still experience things that are unexpected, things that we're surprised to see, things that we weren't prepared to see. So opening your third eye comes with more than just that little wrench of tapping into your gut, right? Tapping into your intuition. So you want to mentally, in the physical world, maybe even emotionally, prepare yourself, because it's hard to prepare yourself spiritually other than clearing your energy and actually tapping into the practice. You want to actually prepare your earthly vessel for what is to come and what you may experience when it comes with opening your third eye. Now, the spectrum in which you open your third eye is dependent on you in terms of that modality. I've met people in the past who have chosen, what are the name of those drugs? Hallucinogen drugs, or like ayahuasca, shrooms, things like that. Some people have even tried chemical forms, non-natural to the earth forms of opening their third eye, such as LSD and acid, which I would not recommend. Some people have tried to open their third eye, which I do not recommend. But if that's you, it's worked for you, you can vouch for it, you have a testimony, this is part of your mission, okay, then that's wonderful. But if you are someone who is not wanting to pursue that route of drugs, medicinals, if you will, then plant medicine, let's go with that, over the chemical ones, right? Then that's your path. That's whatever you choose. But most people will naturally experience an awakening at some point in their life. They might not label it as so, but it's a natural phenomenon that happens to human beings, just in the same way that a quarter life or midlife crisis would. It's just that we all have a different word of associating with it. And now at this time, it seems to be a popular terminology to call it the spiritual awakening, right? The awakening of one's consciousness that starts to open the many domino of doors forward for you into new knowledge, really, about yourself, about your generational tree, about the world, etc. Whatever you're meant to learn is essentially what comes after that. So be prepared in whichever way that works for you. Really set the intention. Just because you choose to open your third eye more, or tap into really opening your third eye to clear any blockages, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start seeing spirits. It's not what I'm talking about here, okay? It's just about energy, right? It's kind of like you almost start to become more sensitive and aware of your own energy shifts, but also the energy shifts of those around you, which can be a blessing or a curse in a sense, because sometimes you are not prepared for it. The environment outside of you can be overstimulating. So it's just to keep in mind of what is possible when it comes to opening this gateway, right? Opening your pineal gland in the natural way that life brings forward for you. One of the ways in which we can open our third eye is to make sure that any blockages associated with our third eye that we may or may not be aware of are cleared. This starts with prayer, meditation, however your faith-based practice is, always starting with that to set the intention, then clearing your energy. You can or you cannot, you may or may not, whatever you want to do, use certain tools like sage, bahur, palo santo, things like that to clear your physical space. Some people may use crystals and things like that. We obviously don't want to rely on what's outside of us, but those kind of tools can sometimes help with the physical space, especially when it comes to any smoke-related incense burning tools like sage, right? Incense, bahur, things like that. And then to further open your third eye, it's really all about visualization. So our third eye, our pineal gland, is known as the seat of the soul. It is quite literally a gateway to our intuition. It allows us to connect with the dream state. When we die, our brain releases a chemical that's connected with the pineal gland that allows us to start to see those sort of otherworldly things as our soul is starting to cross over after we've begun to transition, right? We've already passed away. Our brain releases a sort of chemical. I forget the name of it, but it's located in the pineal gland at the seat of the soul that takes you into the same, it's almost like the same thing that's inside LSD is what I'm hearing. The same chemical that's inside the man-made drug LSD is the same chemical that is released when a human being passes away. So that is the sort of esoteric bridge gateway for us as we start to transition. So very interesting. So you want to channel into that, not necessarily bringing yourself to an NDE experience, but it's really about channeling into that energy. I'm hearing the fusion energy that is present within your pineal gland, but you've got to strengthen your pineal gland. Activities such as sun gazing, closing your eyes, putting your third eye against the sun, if it's a sunny day for you where you live, is very helpful in clearing that energy and opening your third eye. Bringing the smoke incense, the sage to your third eye, you will start to feel it draw out the density from your third eye. You really feel it, you guys. It's such a powerful experience, especially when you bring the sage to your third eye. What it brings out, it's like cleansing, very much so. But you'll also, when it comes to opening your third eye, want to practice every single day with intuitive tests or games, whatever you can find online. We post a few on School of the Ascending every week, weekly intuition checks, because the more you practice your intuition, the more your third eye begins to open. So those are kind of like 3D methods, but you'll also want to every single day close your eyes and visualize the color hues that are associated with the third eye, which are indigo, purple, even the crown region colors such as gold and white, just washing over your third eye. There's also other practices that you can use, such as closing your eyes and making your eyeballs look up. So as you're gazing up to your third eye, and doing that every day, it sort of trains you to fine tune and focus on what's above you, okay? We're looking up, right, to where Source Creator is. So that's why our eyes are going to be drawn as we close them. Other modalities of opening your third eye is a daily practice of writing before you go to bed or when you wake up. When you wake up, writing whatever you remember from your dreams. When you go to bed, writing some words that come to mind because you're starting to fall asleep into the theta state. So that state is very fruitful for our third eye and opening it and allowing us to tap into that energy. We'll probably post another video on this, a part 2, but for now, this is all that's coming through. I hope that this served you. Let me know if you have any further questions in the comments below. Love and light.